Yo, what is going on? My name is Luke Relfs. Welcome back to the channel. We talk about all things personal branding here. I just put out an update video for the week 2 update of building a 6-figure personal brand in 2024 and beyond. And for these videos, I'm going to be breaking down a specific concept that relates to building your personal brand. And let me be honest with you guys really quick. I actually filmed this video earlier today, but I wasn't in focus for the whole video and it wasn't even usable, but I'm back here sitting down doing it again because I love this and I want to provide value to you guys. So here's take 2, but thank you guys so much for watching and following along on the journey. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Today we are talking about how to create viral content. And so my disclaimer when it comes to this is the guru versus the guide kind of deal. I am not an expert by any means. I just simply want to share what I'm learning with you guys. And so I definitely consider myself more of a guide to just teach and share the things that I'm learning with the people who are following me. And so I haven't went viral or anything like that, but these are some great frameworks that I will be putting into use and that hopefully you can use as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. One of the first things that you want to make sure that you do if you are going for creating growth content or viral content is that you are short and sweet and right to the point. You want to make sure that you don't take a second more than you need to tell the message that you want to tell. You don't want to hedge or add any unnecessary information or tell people what to think. I love how Alex Hermosi does it. He just talks about how he shares what worked for him. If it ends up working for you, awesome. If not, no worries. He's not telling anyone what to do. He's just sharing what has worked for him when other people want to know about that. Super important. You want to just say your piece and stand by it. Sometimes it actually helps to say some controversial things, purposely disagree with someone. I'm not saying be fake about it, but whatever your take is and however you can weave your personality into your content, the better. And so say your piece about a topic and stand by it. And then again, for viral content, you want to make sure that these are around 30 seconds or less. You don't want it to be too long. Again, no fluff, straight to the point, and something that people can share. We'll get into that in a second here as well. But a big part of this is you want to keep it broad. You have to think of the total market size of the content you're sharing. The wider the potential audience is for this content, the better chance it is of hitting the right people in them sharing it and it's spreading. You got to make sure that whatever you're talking about covers a vast majority of people in a way, but you want to be smart and strategic about it. You want to make sure that you keep the audience as the focus, right? People are always wondering what they can get out of the content you're sharing, if it's funny, if it's entertaining, if it educates them, an interesting take on something that can start some dialogue in the comments. But the best way you can approach content is the mindset that no one cares about what you have to say or who you are. I know that sounds harsh, but the whole point is it is your job to make them care. I'm still working on this part as well. Again, part of me just sharing everything is my angle, but I have to do a good job of making you guys care about the things that I'm talking about. Part 1 for this whole deal as we break this down is make it sustainable as far as creating your content. Your goal is to make consistency as easy as possible. And the way you do that is you genuinely create content that you enjoy. That's why it wasn't super difficult for me to sit down at honestly 1 in the morning at this point here where I'm at right now and create this video even again because I enjoy doing this and I'm committed to building my personal brand and helping add value and bring value to people. Consistently producing content isn't the key to success. I know that sounds wild because all we hear is consistency, but it's actually the ground floor. Everything builds on the foundation of you being consistent enough to create content. It actually ends up being the marketing vehicle in which you can sell your digital products and things of that nature. So it's absolutely crucial that as creators that are building our personal brands that we stay consistent. This is a great angle as well. 3 ways to consistently output content. Number 1, that you're capable of more in less time if you give yourself less time to do more. What does that mean? It just means means set some deadlines for yourself. Instead of having the goal be one video a week, do a video a day or every couple days. You will be surprised if you genuinely love it and are passionate about it and have a mission and a why as to how quickly you can get things done when you put a little time constraint on yourself. Number 2 is the 70% rule. Rather than aiming for 100%, aim for 70%. The last 30% will often take you 5 to 10 times the amount of time as the 70% did. So instead of doing all these crazy edits and all this crazy stuff that takes you hours and hours to do, just get it 70% of the way done and get it out there. You want to make sure you put in 1 or 2 out of 10 effort to get 10 out of 10 results. You have to create consistently. You have to create in a way that adds to your lifestyle, that fits in with your lifestyle, right? And so a big part of this is just simply finding a format that you enjoy. There's short form, there's podcasts, there's longer form YouTube videos. These are just some of the examples. I got it on here, just writing on X or Threads. I hate calling it X. I'm gonna still call it Twitter, but writing on X and Threads. If you are a good writer and you can grab people's attention, hook them in, talk about a problem you've had and how you solved it and how they can as well, writing on Twitter or Threads may be a great option for you. You got reels or short form videos on Instagram or TikTok. Obviously, TikTok is a super huge platform right now. Instagram has been around for a minute and is a great platform to build your personal brand on. You got longer form videos such as these ones that I'm doing on YouTube, and I actually love this. We'll get into this in a moment, but you have to figure out what your unfair advantage is and figure out the things that you love doing and that you're good at. For me, I'll script these videos out, but I genuinely have no problem just looking at my camera and talking to the people watching this, to you watching this, hoping and knowing that this is providing value to somebody out there. So this is definitely something for me that I want to stay really consistent on and grow my community and audience here on YouTube, because I think it's a great lane for me. I do like creating shorter form video. I think it's fun and entertaining, and it challenges you to script something and hook people and really keep them engaged for 60 to 90 seconds at most. But I love this longer form kind of stuff on YouTube. So this is a big one for me coming up this year. And then one of the last options is audio or video podcasts. If you love something and you could just sit down and talk about it for hours on end, you should definitely look at starting a podcast. That could be your unfair advantage and a great way to build your audience. And while every other creator is focused on how much effort they can invest in their content, you need to focus on how sustainable you can be. This is something I will also preach because I'm so behind it, that you can cut out all this stuff from your life to create content and go hard and make videos on YouTube and do all this stuff. But if it's not sustainable, you will not be able to be in it for the long haul. You only fail if you quit. This is such a big thing, that you have to create content in a way that is suitable for your lifestyle. What does your dream life look like? And how does that work with your current situation of creating content? If you put that life off that you want to live now to make content, you won't be able to do it sustainably, and you will eventually quit. Part 2 on here is you have to make it efficient. You want to increase the mileage of your ideas and create a content waterfall. What does that mean? That means that if this is for you, create longer form YouTube videos or even podcasts and clip those things down for multiple short form videos out of one long form. A perfect example of this is not long ago, me and my buddy, we met. His name is Sam Hogan, and he has a clothing line. We got to meet for a content and branding strategy meeting, and I just set up our phones right on my water bottle at a coffee shop, and we just got to film, and I used that whole video to upload, and now we're going to chunk it up into separate smaller short form videos. And so you want to document, not create. I talk about it all the time, but this is a great way to multi-purpose the content that you're already using. If a short form hits, expand it into a long form video or a newsletter. If a long form video hits, create short form video out of it. And I'll throw this image up on the screen because it's so true, that quantity will always outdo quality. You have to create more and more and more to have and increase the chance of pulling the lever on the slot machine, if you will, that one of your pieces of content goes viral. The only way that that happens at some point is that you constantly keep creating. And then when those things do hit, you repost them. If something went viral once, there's a great chance that it's going to go viral again. But again, you have to have a good bank of content to do this successfully. Part 3, we have ideate often. You should be spending a dedicated day every single week just ideating and creating and collecting ideas. This is how you never run out of ideas. Again, I made a video, I'll link it in the description, of how to have endless content ideas when you nail down your ideal audience, their fears, their struggles, their desires, and you can speak to those things, add stories from your own life, and help them get from their struggles and fears to their desired outcome. That is another big element of it, but this is so big. I have this resource that I will show you guys. I will give you the framework of it that you can go and create yourself, called a brand hub. You just go and list out all these creators that inspire you, pop them into different categories that are your content pillars, like personal development, content creation, online business, and then you actually embed tweets or posts or YouTube links into these different sections for inspiration, where you can go back and look at posts that you wish, dang, I wish I wrote that, or I wish I said that, or I wish I created this piece of content. That's again how you can get into that deal of revamping, taking these ideas and turning them into your own. This is an easy way to get yourself ahead of 99% of other content creators. Most people never consider ideating often. The volume of your ideas is directly translated to the volume or the size of your personal brand. You want to spend more time each week coming up with and writing down ideas than you do scripting, filming, and editing combined. Again, this is how you never run out of content to create and post when you're constantly ideating new ways to get great content out there. A book that I want to read that I haven't had the chance to read yet is Steal Like an Artist. The concept is that there's nothing new under the sun, in all kinds of top creators, as I realize this and get more into learning from high-level people, is that this is so true, that they are just taking things from each other, learning things, but you don't notice it because it's in their voice. Figure out who you can learn from and take it as your own, repurpose it, and put your own spin on it. Don't just straight steal things from people. If someone directly says something, quote them, but again, just repurpose these thoughts, these ideas, and this content that you love out there from your favorite creators into your own by being able to utilize the concepts and put your own spin on it. Part 4 is production. You want to build systems around your content creation. Content systems are so important. Right now, you're seeing a video of my setup because it's so big to have permanent lighting, camera, and audio setup, so you can reduce your time spent setting these things up and you can just get to creating content. You want to have dedicated, non-negotiable times of the week for ideation and writing, like we talked about. This will launch you into being able to create over and over again. And then things that are simple, such as motion graphic templates, or things that you're using often, fonts you're using often, colors you're using often. Save these things and utilize them over and over to grow your brand, the look of it, the feel of it, and all that different stuff. It's super helpful to save these things or utilize sites out there where you can get stock footage and pictures and music and templates and just throw them into your videos, customize them. Last thing I'll say as we wrap up here is that master the systems before adding anything else to your plate. Your content is your most important task. You have to protect it. You see so many people blow up after their YouTube channels go crazy, or their Instagram or TikTok goes crazy, and they start focusing really heavily on creating offers or pitching things and doing all this online business stuff. It's so good to create offers and monetize and do all this stuff, really help people who are looking for it. But at the same time, you have to still daily and consistently create content, whatever that looks for you. So that wraps it up on some tips, some mindset, some foundation on how to create viral content. This wasn't super big about the editing and the hook and all these different things. I may break that down more so for you guys later if that's something you're interested in. But I think the mindsets behind being able to create efficiently and consistently are so huge and pivotal, more so than people realize, to eventually get to create content that goes mega viral. And so if you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe. Again, I'll link it down in the description, but I just put out the week 2 update of all the things I've learned this week, sharing some other things with you guys. This was a little more specific on how to create viral content and the mindset behind it. But if you guys are enjoying it, follow along on the journey with me. Comment if there's anything else that you would like to learn or have me break down, and I will see you guys next time on the next episode of this. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.